Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk, and today I thought we'd have a bit of a look at this. Now, I picked this up a couple of weeks ago on the Bank Holiday Monday car boot sale I attended. I grabbed that and I got, slightly differently, I picked that thing up as well, and I paid a £5 for that. Nice old probably 1950s drill. That should be quite cool to do a restoration on. And also I picked this thing up for a £5 as well. And what we've got here is we've got a B&O Biocentre 2200. Now I've fully got to admit this type of thing really isn't my kind of thing. It's a bit too modern, a bit too new for my tastes. But at a £5, even in the state and the condition it's in, I can still flip it and make myself a few quid out of it, basically. That's all it's worth to me. It's not something I'm going to restore, it's not something I'm going to particularly repair, but I would be interested to see if it actually does work to at least some extent. At least, I mean, then when I list it on eBay, I can give a fair description. I can put better than just untested, sold as seen. Like I said, we'll try and power it up. We'll see what works and what doesn't work on it, and have a little bit of a look at it, because I'm not really into the whole Bang & Olufsen stuff. It's all very high end, very expensive. I mean, this is early 1980s, and it has a certain look about it, a certain style. It is. I must say, it must be very well built. It's very heavy. One of the reasons we're doing it down here in the living room on the floor is there's no way at the moment I could actually lift this up into my workshop. It really does, it does weigh an absolute ton. But before we plug this in, like I said, this was bought from a car boot sale, completely as is. I think before we just switch it on and plug it in, we will, if we look at the plug, it doesn't bear that much confidence, does it? We've got a loose cable there, so we'll crack the plug open and we'll just make sure it's at least safe to apply some power to, and then we will throw caution to the wind. I've got a test speaker out. I've only got one. I mean, it is a stereo unit, so we'll have to do one channel then the other channel, but we'll at least see whether it does function, or at least what function and what doesn't function on it. Yeah, I mean, this isn't great. As we can see, we've got a 13 amp fuse in there. That should really be like a 3 amp fuse, or the absolute maximum of 5 amp. These cables have never been stripped properly, obviously. You know, the live and neutral are far too long, as you shouldn't, as you know, if you wire a plug. The live should be short, and you should have a little bit of a loop on the neutral going into there. So if it gets pulled, it always pulls the live out first, and you never have the situation where the neutral's pulled out and the live's still connected. But they're wired to the right poles. The connections are tight. I mean, the fuse isn't going to blow no matter what, but I'm happy enough for that for just initial testing, and then obviously I will be cutting the plug off it anyway, because I wouldn't sell something like this even in working order on eBay with a plug attached. It is going to be sold as spares or repair, but like I said, we just want to actually see what it's going to do. And I thought it'd be fun to film it, and you can have a look, see if you're not into any, not seeing some of this Bang & Olufsen stuff before. It is, like I say, it's high end. We'll plug it in and we'll see what happens. I've got me a power block here, so let's plug it in and let's see if it even does anything. Let's power on. Let's lift the lid. As you can see it, I mean, it's fancy. These things are. Unfortunately, the lid is cracked. There's a big split down the lid there, which doesn't make it that desirable. It's also missing its cartridge, and the cartridges for these are anything from 80 to a couple of £100, so it'll be being sold without a cartridge, definitely. Anyway, let's switch it on and see if it, well, it lights up, so at least it does do something. Phono, what makes the deck turn round. Doesn't sound very happy, but it does at least seem to spin. You can select all the radio stations. It's got some presets. Tape. Interesting. Right. I think what we'll do is we'll connect a speaker up to it and actually see whether whether it actually does anything. Where's the volume control on it? Is that the volume at the front here? Oh, that's tuning for the radio, I think. So I really don't know very much about these Bang & Olufsen's. I literally just saw it there and thought, oh, go on, I'll have to have that at that price. Instead of £5, you don't really turn them down. Let's see if we can get some audio to come out of it anyway. Well, let's put it on. Oh, it's on AM radio, so let's see if we can get the radio to play. I'm not holding out that much hope, but let's see. And I don't have the right connector for the thing, so we are just going to have to shove the wires in the hole and hope for the best. Let's see if this is going to work. It's going to be one of them pain in the backside ones where you can't get the wires in the holes. I said it was going to be like that. That's one in. Alright, let's see if we can get this one in, and hopefully we'll see if it'll do anything. Well, since I've got a speaker connected there, but I'm not getting anything out of it. Then again, I don't actually know where the volume control is on this thing. CFM. Well, the FM stereo lights come on, but where? I wonder how you increase the volume. Ah, that volume there. In which case, I don't think we're getting anything. Let's try. See if we can get it from that side. Got a wire in there.
Nobody in it that's close to you, no. Hands are
There we
on
go.
my waist, and let you wanna taste. Come move it, move it, move it, hey. Body's on fire.
So it just amazingly does actually seem to work. That's the volume. That's on FM. I've not got an aerial connected to it at the moment. I'm not getting a lot. There we go.
Sorry, that's the wrong song. John.
Well, the radio seems to work. In fact, the radio seems to work very nicely. That's no aerial. I'll plug an aerial in.
Chill out and relax with the world's greatest love songs. Imagine FM, Late Night Love.
Here they come, a lonely boy and a lonely girl. They can't say
There we go.
where they're going.
So we can pick anything else up. Certainly working on it. FM, let's try AM again.
Just before we close
Yeah,
the
AM
news
works.
hour. Chelsea are the champions of the Women's Super League this evening. Hi Claire.
Let's see if the tape player
How
will
are you
work
doing,
on it.
more like? Congratulations.
Let's go across the tape, and I've dug an old tape out. And it is an old tape, I don't think it's anything that matters. Malvin Gomez. God. It's a clue what this is. I mean, at least it doesn't matter if it chews it up. That's the other thing where you've got to be a bit wary of old machines like this, especially don't try them with your favourite best tapes, because there is a chance obviously they're going to chew your tape up. But let's try it anyway. Put the tape in. Let's try rewind. No. Doesn't seem to want to rewind. Let's try fast forward. You can hear the machine. You can hear the machine actually. Oh, there we go. Bloody hell! It is actually rewinding and fast forwarding. At least to some extent. Let's try play. Where's play? There's play. No, it's not wanting to play. Let's try fast forward again. Well, fast forward works. Stop. Try play again. No, it doesn't seem to want to play. But it's certainly rewind and fast forwarded then. Let's try that again. Is that in position? I don't know how the tape's actually meant to sit in one of these. It's interesting that it'll actually rewind and fast forward, which should you'd probably think that if it'll rewind and fast forward, although it does stop after a second, but the belts must be alright. But when you press play, it doesn't do anything. Pause. No. Doesn't seem to want to play. No. Well, I say it's interesting that rewind and fast forward do at least do something. I wasn't even expecting that to work. Let's go back to the radio. So the turntable we can't really test because we don't have a cartridge for it, and it is like a ridiculously tiny little cartridge these things use. It doesn't sound very healthy, but it does at least spin. But the radio seems to work okay. Then we've got AM.
Of the Bromsgrove Villa Supporters Club, and
Try FM again. FM definitely works okay. Amazingly, even the volume control's not crackly. It's quite nice and smooth. I'll just try the other channel, see if the other because I'm only trying one channel on the amp here at the moment. Let's unplug that. Let's try it in the other side, see if we get that side to work as well. If it does, I mean, it means that the amp's alright.
Alternative rock show that you're tuned into right now. My name's
That's on the other. That's on the other channel.
On through the night here on Teamside Radio. Music right now though is from
that seems to work really nicely.
They have written. Can't deny it.
So that's genuinely quite surprising. I weren't expecting to work quite that well. It does sound rather nice as well. I mean, bass, that's the bass right up. Treble, yeah. Hold on a minute. Don't know if these do anything. There's some switches for the tape. I'll just put it in. Oh right. It's just whether it's that's for the radio. That's stereo or mono, and that's the tape. Whether it's metal or not. And it's got Dolby NR on it, so you can switch the Dolby noise reduction on and off. It's a pity the tape doesn't actually run. Then I'll just try tape again, but like I say, it's a pity it doesn't actually play. Well, it does at least rewind, fast forward. But we don't get it to play. And I'm not going to look into repairing this thing. No, with it pressing play. That's interesting. The buttons don't do anything with the tape out, so it obviously must be able to recognise that there's actually a tape loaded. See, I'm not going to be looking at repairing this thing. I literally bought it for £5, and I'm going to flip it, and I'll probably make perhaps 15 or 20 quid off it. I mean, it's not something I'm going to make a huge ton of cash off, but they are sought after. And if someone that's got one that's in nice condition and needs like the amplifier section or the radio section or something out of one of these, then it's a good donor unit for them. So I just thought I'd do a quick firing up video, because literally this is exactly as I bought it. I've not tried repairing it before the video or anything. This is literally, we've literally just plugged it in, and like I said, the tape deck's dead. Like I said, we can't really test the turntable properly, but the amplifier and the radio on it worked brilliantly. A lot better than I was expecting. So I'm going to leave it there for now. It literally was just a quick little look over video, so hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.